Hey guys.
Hello, hello.
Hello out there on this lovely Wednesday in May.
Waiting to see it pop up on my phone.
Yeah. It's always a little bit delayed on our end to see like when it actually goes live. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up, Adrian.
I have arrived. Yes, you have. I'm glad you're
Why
here.
didn't it show a wrench on there but it shows one on here?
Because this is through StreamYard.
Ah.
StreamYard won't show wrenches and like you can't do as much
I
through
like
StreamYard.
seeing the wrenches, so I know who's got wrench.
Yeah. Marky's worried about who's getting wrenched.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us okay?
Can you hear us okay? Just to make sure.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Can you hear it okay? Okay.
Put it off there.
Oh boy. So how's everybody doing this week? Everybody having a fantastic week? We're having a fantastic week.
Yeah. Oh, there's like a ton of babies popping out everywhere right now.
Keeping us so busy.
Not like
goats.
Not humans.
Not goats. No. Yeah. There's no babies popping out over here.
So we had last weekend we had baby ducks. So we went to reintroduce the first batch of baby ducks, right?
Yes.
And then we went in there and the
next clutch was hatching.
Which is what, 13?
It's like 13 or 14 in there. But we had to hurry up and get the drakes out because the drakes are the ones that were murdering the ducklings last time. So they got a really quick Alvida's in because they couldn't be in there. So we had them into our buck pen so they could kind of have like a boys club over there, but they found a way out. So now they just constantly pace around the outside of the duck pen right now. So they're technically free range ducks.
Cracks me up because they try to hang with like the cool kids, which are the older ducklings, and then the older ducklings shove them off. So it's sort of funny.
You can tell like they want to be the cool kids, but they're not cool kids yet.
Yeah. Adrian said, "Do you watch Amsterdam?"
New Amsterdam? No, I don't. Maybe I should though. Is it good? What is it about? I don't think I've ever heard of it, Adrian. Culture me. Hello, Emma.
We don't have
Old
Netflix
Reading Farm.
If it's on Netflix.
Yeah, we got rid of Netflix.
And Disney.
Yeah. So I've been currently catching up on the new season of The Handmaid's Tale, which there's like another one that came out yesterday. I was watching it this morning before work.
Yeah.
But I have to be like in a certain mood or else that like totally gets me down or riled. So.
Emma said, "Hit that thumbs up."
Yes, hit the thumbs up.
Just the big old thumbs up.
Big old thumb.
Margie, hi you folks.
Margie.
Hello, Margie. Got all of our wrenches.
It's a doctor.
What is it? It's a
doctor show.
It's
on who? Okay, I've got a new one to watch now, Adrian. Yep. Thank you, because like we just finished. It was off of FX, and it was called The Strain. Not our usual pace, not our usual scene, but like I enjoyed it because like it had twists and turns and was post-apocalyptic. Yep. So anything that goes into like a dystopian version of the world, I'm like, I've got to watch this. So it was really fun. But now I've got a new one, so thank you, Adrian.
Newbie Steaders are
Hello, Newbie Steader. How are you?
Adrian said, "I've been wrenched for a while." Yeah, we had like a wrench session where Ashley went in and just started wrenching people.
Wrenching everybody. Yep. Whoever wanted wrenched got wrenched.
Emma said, "We're still hiring."
You're still hiring? Oh.
Yeah. Ashley's still looking.
Still looking. A lot of irons.
She did have
a
good interview lately, so a couple actually. So
I had one like at Edward Jones in town here, and I feel like I would have liked it, but I've promised myself now that if I make a move, it cannot be lateral. Like I'm done making lateral or thinking I'm going to step down so that in a new place or a new area I can start to step up. Like I have to either I need to be moving forward. I'm not a stagnant person. And mentally, like it's affecting me. So I'm like I need forward motion. So that's how I'm going about it. But I did have a phenomenal interview last Wednesday, so that was great. I'm just waiting to hear back. But everybody like at the university moves super slow, so I'm like waiting for a phone call. I know like it probably won't come, even though like it's gonna be in a week. Like usually when they say it's a week, it means 3. So it's kind of bunkering down.
What is Reggie?
Reggie, like being wrenched.
Is that what you said?
Reggie?
You always like.
Did I say Reggie? I do say weird words sometimes.
She like combine words all the time.
And then I don't even notice that they're not real words.
It makes for interesting communication.
And
there's many times when I'm in a car where her and our daughter Josie will communicate, and then I have to clarify what each one's saying. Like lately, we had one where you yelled at Joe for being a bottomless pit because she kept asking for snacks.
We just got done at Cracker Barrel, and we were not even 20 minutes out away from it, and she's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, you're a bottomless pit.
And then she asked for Ashley's bottle of like a drink that she had in her hand, and she's like, I want to spit in it. And Ashley's like, why do you want to spit in my bottle? I'm drinking out of it.
Yeah. I thought she said bottle of spit. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Bottle of spit.
So she thought Ashley said bottle of spit, yet she actually
Mark
said
had to translate.
Yeah.
We eventually got there.
I was just driving, listening to all of it, and finally got to a point.
Finally, he was like, guys.
Because they both kept arguing, like, what's going on? Why do you want to spit my bottle? Why are you hungry?
Eventually, he's like, this is what you said, and this is what she thought you said, and then when she said it back, this is what you thought you heard. I'm like, oh.
Emma said they pay well, too, which is a huge driving force. I think Emma just wants us to move to Missouri. Sounds nice.
I'm not opposed to uprooting right now, even though I said I never would. But yeah,
money can do amazing things.
Money's the root of all evil, so I try to keep that in mind. Where I'm like, don't make bad decisions based on money. So.
Adrian said, "O-wrench." That sounds like a word you could use.
I like that. O-wrench.
Newbie Sarah said, "I need to get a job, but I enjoy not wearing pants." So.
Isn't that the best?
There is jobs for that. Just not.
Kosher jobs?
Yeah, not. Probably approved for the YouTube stream.
I guess if you've got a good bod, then go for it.
Yeah, only.
But then there are people. Okay, we're veering like way
it ties into Adrian's next comment, which is wrench orgy.
If you want wrench, we're gonna wrench you.
Jump right into it. Emma, are you Englishing? That sounds like a great shirt for Ashley. Are you Englishing? See, we just basically mess up English words. We mess up Spanish words.
Quinoa.
Yeah.
It's like quinoa. Yeah.
Bad thing is progressive as a commercial making fun of people for saying it. So
in like some of our most ridiculous moments, but you've also cultured us. Emma has done a lot of culturing. She's like, wait a second, say that again. I'm like, quinoa.
Speaking of stirring up trouble, here's Darren in the chat.
Hello.
Amazing tonight.
Hello, Thorhaven. Hi, Darren. How are you? Hope you guys are doing well. I love the picture of your wife.
Even Emma said that right on cue. There's Darren.
Yeah. It's like he knew. He had like that spidey sense.
Yeah.
The conversation's getting ready to take a real sharp turn, and he hops in.
Emma said she'd love to have us as neighbors.
I would love to have you as a neighbor.
Although
Emma.
I feel like we would be constantly trying to keep up with the Joneses with you because you're always working on something nice.
But you could make. I could come over.
You'd put us to shame if we didn't. Yeah, true. That is a good point.
She was talking about. Okay, so Emma had a live yesterday. She was talking about all the things that she was going to make with Rachel over at Robertson Belly Acres, because there's a big meetup in Pryor, Oklahoma this weekend, and Emma's going, and I'm super jealous, but like we're just knee deep, probably more than knee deep. I feel like I'm drowning right now in things that we have to be around for. And she was naming off all the things they're going to be making, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. I cannot take it.
Emma said they do have a casual dress code. Most people wear shorts and flip-flops.
I would fit in so well. I wear pants.
Haas is here tonight.
Hello, Haas. We're all here wearing pants.
Said you'd be like, Adrian, it's time to go. Gosh.
It's okay.
Our chats have been known to take a turn for
and that's okay.
Turn for the worse.
That's all right.
In a good
that's
way.
All right. I feel like I kind of need a lighter chat after last week.
Oh, one guy said filth and chaos or something.
Filth and chaos. That was Fork and Allotment. Like the whole time he's like filth and chaos. I'm like, I don't know whether to be like offended or super proud of myself, and I went with proud.
Michelle's here.
Hello, Michelle. I really enjoyed watching you felt soap. I didn't realize people felted soap. I've never seen it before, but when you were talking about all of it, because I was listening. I hate being on mobile for chat.
I wanted to bring this up so you can pronounce something. The pierogies.
Pierogies. Did I say it right? Tell me, Emma. Pierogies.
She also said, but you would have goats, and I could come pet them.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, even trade.
No,
that'd be an even trade.
Maybe
you could like.
Goats.
So.
Okay. Come over for goat yoga.
Yes, goat yoga. Then we could get fit, and because I need it.
You're wearing your hand down.
Why?
Because it keeps
down. My hand is right here. It's not down there anywhere. It's
I mean it's towards my face because you like to move it. Yeah. You like to wave with it.
I do. Well, and he's got all kinds of wounds from the ducks, and
I got stung like 2 weeks. They'll be coming up on 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
And it's still hard and has a hole in my arm. But I'm So I'm actually
swell.
like really allergic to yellow jackets and had to get a bunch of allergy shots for them. And so I could build up immunity because I was like deathly allergic. But when they did the test of all the insects, I was slightly allergic to every insect. It was
all of them.
Nuts, yeah. Which is ironic because every insect loves me when I walk outside.
Oh my!
They all swarm to me in the herd. So if I get stung by something, I always swell up, have to deal with it for about 3 weeks, and then.
They just know I've got a sour personality. I figure that's probably going to ooze through.
I'm team no pants.
You're team no pants. Hey, I have got to say though, like I am the queen of yoga pants under the dress.
No showing dumpers though.
No. Okay, Mark. Mark is so happy about that guy came in and wanted to see my dumper.
Yeah, it's a weird word. The daughter's like, what does that mean?
She figured it out right away. I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, doesn't mean butthole. I'm like, stop. It doesn't.
She would.
I'm like, kind of, but no.
Yeah.
Like.
Michelle said, yay, pierogies are the best. We make hundreds at Christmas.
Do you really?
Wow.
I've never had a pierogi.
Sounds like a new thing we gotta try.
I've never had a gyro. Never had one of those either. Mark's been getting them from like Arby's.
Yeah, I had a couple. They're good. They're a little messy to eat in the car. Yeah. They're good. So.
Keeping those hands where you guys can see them.
Yeah.
Like that one time I tried to bend, my shirt went way down. I was like, whoa! I don't know what it is with us on our lives. Like it goes that way. Yes. Look, my nose went down. Yeah. You guys will see that in the next video on Friday. How like swollen it actually got. Yeah. Because it got very swollen. Like we had to go to church, and I walked into church, and people were like, "Oh, yeah. This is what a piece of
Crazy Life Homestead."
Hey there, Crazy Life. How are you? Good to see you. How are your bees doing?
Yeah. It's about steam up. I said, what is that?
Soup is to check your Walmart.
It's
soup.
It's inventory purge season. We just got steam up for $20. It's a good deal.
That is nice.
We still need an air fryer. We keep talking about it.
Check. The blank is to check. I don't know what that means.
Maybe it automatically put
it
in there.
It probably did. Right, I'm like puzzling over it.
It's all about the resale game.
Yes, it is.
What did Emma say? Nice, but I don't need anything, and we're trying to get rid of crap. Amen to that.
Marky is like the king of getting rid of crap.
Yep, I just throw it away.
And I am an emotional hoarder, so if like it meant anything or somebody gifted it to me, even if I hated it, I'm like, but that meant something. I have to make like little dedicated areas for to keep stuff. Like shrines to our emotions.
Totes, basically. I'm like, this is just.
There are totes worth though downstairs. Yeah. Like I have
a couple of them.
Well, then I have like all like the old school like My Little Ponies, and Joe has like all the Jurassic Park dinosaurs or sleek animals I bought her that she's like growing out of, that it breaks my heart. And I'm like, no, I actually paid good money for this. This isn't going anywhere.
Yeah. If it sits too long, they'll throw it out. Just throw it in garbage.
I think the tea is not soup.
Oh.
Thank God someone's here to keep me in line. Like
we need help interpreting things. Oh, Patty's in tonight.
Hi,
hello,
Patty. How are you? It's so good to see you.
Crazy.
How's it going in Oregon? It was 80-some degrees here today.
It was warm.
Hence the tank top. Yeah.
Crazy Life said Saturday I will be harvesting honey from the Flow Hive. I put up a teaser yesterday. I'll put up a video hopefully Saturday night.
Oh,
so
that'll be so fun.
Cool.
That'll be so fun.
We almost had a swarm call Sunday.
We got a swarm call Sunday, but they moved before.
We were in the middle of lunch for church, and by the time we got done, they were.
Yeah, we came home, got all of our stuff, and we're heading back down, and she's like, I'm sorry they left.
Yep.
So I was really hoping to do another, but it sounded like this one was about 15, 20 feet up in a tree again. I don't know if I ever want to engage in a swarm catch like we've had. But actually, like, if Bruce ever comes in, Bruce gave me a lot of really good ideas on, like, how to coax them down. And he has a bucket on an extendable pole, like, for high ones like that, where I guess he'll, like, kind of get around the swarm and just kind of, like, shake it into the bucket.
Works.
I know.
Doesn't sound as thrilling as climbing on sketchy ladders.
I don't know if I want to say that it was thrilling. Death-defying, maybe. It was like, it was
my friend came over, he's like, I don't think that's OSHA approved.
No, he came over like, this is what we're doing. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Darren said, I find if I haven't used something in 2 years, there's a good chance of going bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good call. Otherwise, it piles up. But the funny thing is, as soon as you get rid of it, it seems like that's when you need to use it.
And that's always my excuse.
Like,
I'm like, he'll throw it away and then I'll need it. And then we'll have to go buy another one.
But Amazon's convenient.
Amazon's super convenient.
Although, like, lumber now, like, any scrap piece of wood gets saved because
it does get saved. I saw some of that, like, on Facebook Marketplace lumber, and it was used decking, and they wanted an astronomical price for, like, crap wood. But I was like, I looked at it and was like, is it worth it, though? Because, like, I could probably use that on some of the projects. So it's getting, the price of lumber is killing our projects for this year. We have a lot of them.
It was 60s today and was 60s, 46
this morning. Bird. That is.
At least it wasn't frost, though.
This is true. I think we're finally done with frost.
Emma, 75, and it's been raining all day again, which
all
stinks because that means it'll hit us.
Well, I'm hoping not. Joe, like, her game was canceled Monday. So now she has a game tomorrow, and she has a game on Friday.
Yep.
And she's going to be super, super grouchy. She always is after a game. And then putting 2, I think Saturday, I'm going to have to be like, just stay in your room. We're ready to come get you. But I have to say, like, Joe, like, I'm going to brag on her for a second. Like, anybody that follows my Facebook, my Mulberry Branch Farm Facebook page, like, knows I kind of had, like, a proud mama moment. I'm going to probably start doing that more on there, and I'm going to call them Mulberry Memoirs, just to kind of, like, archive some of the thoughts I have, especially like with Joe in this period of her life. So I'm just going to kind of tell the story. I'm sorry. You probably already read it on Facebook and stuff. Did you read it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know, did you read my Facebook page?
I did get notification.
Yeah, he does get no. Yeah, but like it was funny because like I was telling Joe, like she needs to take care of her weathers. I'm like, I don't want to have to ask you a million times. And you know, she's in this kind of preteen phase of her life where whenever I ask her to do anything, like she gives me that exasperated sigh that is just saying like, I am really inconveniencing her. And usually like that would set me off. You can ask him, like, that is one of the things where I'm like, don't disrespect me. And if you're going to disrespect me, do it well out of my earshot because I don't want to hear you mumbling under your breath. But instead I was just like, kiddo, sometimes I just need help. You know, like sometimes I just don't want to have to tell you to do things that you already know to do. I just need help. So like the next day, like she came out or like actually it was that day. She cleaned the bathroom, she did the dishes, she gathered the eggs, she scrubbed her bathtub, and it was just kind of...
Won't you tell her the misinterpretation that she had of my call out too?
What was your call out?
When she told you.
Oh, this was in the same day, and this is probably why she was a little exasperated.
She was being a little snotty.
So, she came home. He went and took her to go get pizza.
Yeah, she requested pizza, so I made
the trip. So he made it a point to go get her pizza.
But she wanted me to go get it, and
she wanted to go with him.
You have to go with me if you wanted it.
But she came back, and I could tell she was, like, upset. And I'm like, what's going on, kiddo? And, like, she's like, I'm putting my pizza in my room. So I'm like, okay, go eat your pizza in your room. I'm going to come in there in a second anyways. Because sometimes she gets emotional, and she doesn't want to talk in front of him because she's at that point in her life. So, like, I came into her room, and I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, was it nice to Dad? And he said he's going to throw me out on the road. I'm like, what? He said he's going to throw you out on the road? I'm like, Joe, he would never throw you from a moving car. Number one. Well, I don't think so. She made me mad enough on occasion. But come to find Mark's like, no, I told her she needed to quit being disrespectful or I was going to make her get out and walk the rest of the way home. But it translated her and he's going to be thrown from a moving car.
Being crabby about everything. Are you like, you excited to get pizza? Yeah. I'm like,
it was funny because like,
I'm like, you want to go to the gas station? No. I'm like, well, we want drinks for the pizza, right?
And she's only 11. It's going to get so much worse.
I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, why is everybody asking me that?
She did. She's like,
I'm like, well, your face looks sad or grumpy. And she's like, everybody tells me that too.
Well, it must be true.
I'm trying to talk, at least chat.
Well, we try to understand, but it's like when you come at her softly, sometimes she doesn't get it. You know, she doesn't.
So she wasn't a good
debate.
Good passenger, so I told her I was just going to let her walk home. And then she told Ashley she was going.
But it was a good bonding moment for us.
It's good to have that on the record in case like the school calls.
I told her, like, don't tell him how your dad said that because that's not what he said. Like, that's not what he meant. But, like, then the next day she came out and I was milking. She's like, I want to help you milk. So she was, like, bringing doughs in for me and taking them off the milk stand, doing, like, all the helpful things. Yeah. It was great. So I have to brag on her for a second.
Hattie said Bruce is half crazy. I think
he is.
Speaking of that, the other day I was driving up to Richmond, which is a city close to us, and on the, like, it's like a mini highway. It's like 55. There was a full-size hog laying on the side of the road. It, like, shocked me.
Like, it was a breeding hog. It wasn't like we're taking it
several
to butcher.
Pounds. Like, it, like, fell off somebody's truck.
It was a 300 or 400 pound.
But the weird thing was, like, I went up there, got some stuff, and then came back and it was gone. So somebody grabbed it.
Could you imagine, though, going, like unloading your trailer and be like,
shocked.
I put 4 pigs in here.
Double look. Like,
there only 3.
First time I've ever seen that. So You know, you live out in a rural area and you see a hog just on the side of the road. Crazy Life said 78 here in Tennessee. That's like the weather we're getting.
It's really warm here right now, which is really good.
Emma, we're in a decluttering phase. It feels like when I was nesting, when I was pregnant. Is that what happens when you have a kid getting ready for college?
I don't know. I feel like my mom went through that because I ended up getting married within a week of Katie leaving to go to college, and I feel like mom did a whole bunch of decluttering like that. So I would say you're probably right.
Yeah.
I would say that probably is the opposite of nesting. It's getting all the crap out of the nest.
Adrian said didn't get over 55 today. It was sunny though. And Darren said we put off projects due to the price of lumber and other stuff.
Isn't that just crazy?
That's where we're sort of at.
So bad.
So
hi Josh.
Hopefully it comes down soon, but.
Sorry, we're behind on comments. I was having a sappy, emotional moment about my daughter, and then it turned into Mark throwing her out of the car.
Totally not true.
We're doing this with our path of conversation.
Adrian said, because you're being a turd. Teen Translation has already started with her. That is the truth.
Okay.
Much sooner and faster than we were hoping. We were hoping to coax us in, but no, it hit the ground running.
She's just started getting in that phase. So we do try to coax her, but I feel like she really responds to laying it on her and then letting her stew for a bit and then coming back to her and coaxing.
I call out my kids when they're being jerks.
You should. I think my mom would have beat me with a spoon sometimes. The way my kid talks sometimes, I'm like, man, if I were Mammal,
she's big on not sugarcoating anything. She can be
Joe?
Snarky, yeah.
Oh, and she's got the most adult sarcastic streak where it's you see other adults hear our interactions, they're
usually
you're gonna have trouble with
usually I deal with it well. It don't bother me. But that one I think was aggravated because I'm you went
out of your way for her, and when you go out of your way for somebody, usually you expect gratitude.
Can you at least?
Yeah, she wanted you to go get it for her. She didn't want.
I said that's how you get them feral hogs when they take over ours down here.
Probably true though. Really think about
Emma
it.
said she feels like she's farming mud.
Oh, honey.
We have those days too.
I'm so sorry. Our mud. Luckily, we were really dry before the last 2 full days of rain, so the ground just went. But then my grass also went. So now I have to cut grass.
Braxton said, "Hey, I'm back. I hate selling goats like I was doing last week."
I know it's tough to let them go.
It's a good deal with people in general.
It is. Goat people. I know, Old Reading Farm. Well, I was just on there live, and I know some of you were too. But they were talking about how crazy chicken people are, and goat people are the same way.
You had that crazy one with the chicken not too long ago.
I don't want to talk about her.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about her.
Clevercraft.
Hello, Chris Clevercraft. Clevercraft. How are you?
See, Adrian said, how about all those poor people who are halfway through building their homes?
I know.
Yeah, I know. I talked to a contractor lately, and he was just taking the hit for it. He was I know most of my customers.
Yeah, because they already quoted them, and it happened in the middle of those projects, so they're taking a hit for it.
I quoted them, and I'm sticking to it. So,
but think about
also
that,
in our family we know that had signed a contract back in March, and they kept their word on the cost.
I was also talking to one of our shop managers at the university, and he's was a carpenter on the side, and they're getting ready to build a new barn, and it was a 40 or 50,000 grand barn. They were making a really big barn, and he's my wife is just dead set on doing it. And I'm well, if she's gonna do it, she needs to do it now and lock it in, because the price can either go up and hemorrhage, or it's gonna drop off. I'm but I don't think I'd roll my dice to see it drop off. I think it's gonna hemorrhage. So you guys probably should go ahead and lock in your contractor. Definitely. I had to side with his wife on that one. He was.
Brigitte said next few days are going to be really hot. 29 degrees, 28, 26. Thank God we just started the pool.
Now, are you? Celsius, yes, you're in Celsius. Yep. I could tell Mark was are you being sarcastic?
Yeah,
for sure. And
no, and Darren, I could see being sarcastic. But I'm thinking when you said pool.
Well, they have a hot tub, so it doesn't matter. So if it gets cold, they've got warm bathing, and if it gets hot, they've got cool bathing.
Oh, speaking of Bruce earlier, Bruce, we're talking about you and getting swarms out of high trees. Ashley said you had some tips,
the bucket, and then the raising the frame of drawing comb or honey up there.
It sounded much safer than our method. Emma said, we're taking apart the wooden playset the girls don't use anymore for building projects. One of the sections will make a nice duck house.
Very good. Cool. I like that.
Reuse and repurpose. That's a good thing. So, Adrian said good on him.
Yeah, rough.
Yeah.
Very rough. So Josh, what are you up to, buddy?
Up Sweeney's Creek Farm.
Sweeney's Creek Farm. How are you?
Adrian said we locked in a metal carport shelter for the donkeys. We're paying $800 more than the last one. Yeah, it's just the way things. I mean, we were looking at our loft, and we did find some extra lumber in another part of the loft we're using that makes some.
Thankfully,
support,
the bad thing is though, when I used all of our extra lumber to kind of piece together parts of the loft that were never finished because we knew we were going to build over. So now it's under a bunch of hay. So I'm like, I know we have lumber up there. Now I just have to go and unstack hay. Yeah. And I bought a lot more hay than we needed this year.
Nothing stinks worse too when you get one out and you're like, oh, this has a nice bow to it.
Yeah, like a super nice bow. You're like, whoa. Especially like when we're looking at some of the stuff we're doing, I'm like, it can't have a bow. You know, it can't do anything structurally.
It's got a wicked bow. I don't even know how.
We actually have a cut. There's one over there and there's one over here.
Yeah, the one over there. It's like it causes like a 6-inch gap.
Like the whole fence, there's this much gap, and then you get to that, and it is like this.
But it goes into the pen, so the goats step, like the baby goats step over it, and then go. Yeah. It's like a obstacle course.
Speaking of the baby goats, I've got to share what happened today. It scared me to death. So I love my donkeys and everything, and I think that's what made me think about it. But I called in my goats, and all the baby goats were running in. I guess Dilly came around the barn and scared my donkeys. And my donkeys started running while like a portion of the baby goats veered with them. And the donkeys aren't super fast, mostly because like they're fat and we're working on it, getting some grazing muzzles for them. But Rennie got scared and ended up kicking one of the baby goats like straight in the head. Like it was not on purpose or anything. Like the baby goat was just there and she reacted. It wasn't like purposeful, but it was like the most sickening splitting noise that I've ever heard in my life, and I thought that the baby goat was dead. Like ran out there, grabbed it, and was like getting my hands down in its mouth to make sure like she didn't swallow her tongue or anything like that, because like she was convulsing and screaming, and like rubbed her a couple minutes, and then she just like looked at me and was fine. It was like, oh my god, I've never had like as big of a panic attack as I did. I don't know if she would have made it if I hadn't been out there to see it, because like she just flipped over and like convulsed. So I don't know. Sharing with you guys because it happened today. Like out there trying to gather turkey poults and then baby goats getting kicked by donkeys on accident. I'm like, oh my god! Like if you could all just survive, if you could just make me like one night where I'm not worried about one of you, that'd be great. We know that doesn't happen on the farm.
Chris's Clever Crafts, saving money repurpose around the farm. That's always a good thing, especially since like everything on the farm gets beat up anyway. So it's like you hate to spend money on something real nice because it'll be. I redid the fencing on our chicken run, and Mark's like, "What are you going to use that for?" Now I've used it so many times that he was like, "I see why you held on to that, but now like it's got so much grass growing through it, like I have to uproot it because I had it rolled." But I'll be using it again on the buck pen. Adrian said at least the middle is cheaper than lumber for right now. Probably go up to Crazy Life said they're going to box up more stuff. Have a good night. We got talking about packing. Getting stuff cleaned up. And moving things around. Emma said also talk to the neighbor about getting some pallets. He hasn't brought any yet. We said you'd bring me a load. Oh, nice.
That pallet wood is like super versatile though.
A lot of it's kiln dry too, especially for shipping. So.
He knows he used to work at a pallet factory when he was younger.
Get to know a lot about pallets. Chris's Clever Craft said, I've used a lot of the reject rack at the Home Depot this year.
You can find some good stuff on there, though. Like, really, you can.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people are like.
Sweeney's Creek Farm said, we are doing great. We are preparing to move into a new house. Be there in 2 weeks.
Finally, huh? Nice. You guys have worked so hard to get that ready. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you. Hello, Evelyn. Welcome.
Yeah, Evelyn here tonight.
Nice to see you.
Adrian said that nearly happened to me when Stuart got spooked once. He grazed my shoulder.
It's scary because it was so fast. Nice. It scared me to death, and I knew like no part of that was on Ren. It's just like the baby goats like all flocked to the donkeys, and I'm like, I knew it was going to happen because I'm like, you guys are freaking them out. They're already trying to run. So
donkeys are pretty tired of them already. Trying to nurse them recently too.
Oh my God! Did I tell you guys that? Did I tell them that last week? Yeah. The baby goats were nursing our donkeys, and the donkeys were letting them. They didn't have milk or anything, but like they were nursing the donkeys. I was scared.
Our farm is all kinds of confused.
It is a freaking zoo right now. I filmed it so you guys will see it because I know some of that stuff is like, okay,
Yeah,
Ashley, sure it did.
She didn't think it might believe.
Yeah, so I was like, look, the donkeys were so good about it too. Like they're so still.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like,
oh, we got Haas's life hack. Go to a pool store. They have giant cedar and birch pallets.
I didn't think about that.
We got one in
They probably got a
Richmond
lot of stuff in because, like, remember last year nobody could get pools put in because everybody was like buying them.
We got our Highland Cow Freya going bonkers tonight, and we put a round bale and she headbutted it like 20 feet away. By the time she was done, Brigitte is working on the tiki-talkie video right now. Man, those things have a lot of strength.
Man,
those round bales are
they're monsters.
So the real big square bales, not the ones like you toss around.
But like the ones you have to have like a forklift.
Yeah, they're several feet wide and tall.
Weigh like 1,000
pounds. In the like local town here, they were going through like Main Street, and one of those fell off and basically demolished
it. Totaled
Civic,
the car.
and then messed up a Ranger pretty good too.
It like flattened the one and like flipped off and like clipped the car in front of it.
Yeah, because we went down there like around what happened, and like Main Street was all blocked off.
Yeah, we're like, what's going on?
And then later we found out. So.
Thank God nobody was in the car. Nobody was injured. But like those are things too.
Smashed the whole roof down flat.
It really it looked like it had gotten pancaked because we saw pictures of it like in the Facebook talk for that town. And that's just something like I think people don't realize too. Like those hay bales, you don't realize like how big and heavy they are. Because we've had some people like, oh, round bales are easy to move. I'm like, not without a tractor, a bale spear, or a couple of people that can roll it. I'm like, they're not easy to move around. They're like, it's just grass. I'm like, condensed and pressed together, like a lot of grass. So it's crazy.
Adrian said that's much better than the gander mating the ducks. Oh. I don't know. It's terrible every time, and the ducks do their head bob for asking for it.
Hey, Big Daddy. Oh my gosh.
Patty said that is one pushing cow.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, definitely.
They look so cute. I could never see them doing that, but I know they could.
Emma said, I got to see some Highland cows last weekend. We visited a local nursery that also raises them. And I want them all. Yep. Ashley
Karen, can we come visit your farm so we can all pet Highland cows? Please. I think we would all really appreciate it.
Bring them down to HOA. Everybody will enjoy them.
Yes.
Do a like a little what do they call those, like seminars or whatever on Highland cows. What caught your attention?
Horses.
What does it say? Just get in touch with the high school football team. Tell the coach you need the line to practice form by moving around.
We're not that far from the high school here
either.
You
can hear the band when it's like football games.
I love that in the fall, where I can just hear like the football games going on.
You can hear the announcer.
It's kind of crazy, but I like it. Yeah, I like it a whole lot.
Sweeney's Creek Farm said we have some Highland cows in the paddock just from our current house. They are so cool.
They really are neat. I saw black ones. Yes, that's why he set up there. This is Farmer Steve in my homesteading clothing.
Okay.
Hey, Farmer Steve, Sweeties, how are your guys' university? Are you guys moving out yet? Because I know you take care of like a lot of the facilities. So like our university, all of our students left last week. Woo! But now it's like room turnover. It's been kind of crazy because I schedule all of it. So I was wondering how that's going for you guys. If your schooling is still going, or if like you guys are on summer break. Because I know your seasons are switched from ours. So I don't.
Do you think their semesters are different?
Yeah, maybe your semesters are different. But it was crazy.
Adrian said, it's funny, Emma, thank goodness the ducks finally bonded with Donnie the Drake. Now the geese are separated from the ducks because the gander was hurting Mr. Donnie.
Poor Donnie. I saw that you're looking for some
geese can be mean.
Yeah, they can.
I remember one time my sister was carrying one and she walked too close to me, and I actually had hair when I was younger, so I grabbed some of that and I pulled, and like I was like, head was like yanked back, and I'm holding a goose, and I'm like, you gotta get away from me.
It just like reached out and grabbed it.
We'd always like talk about like when you grab them, you have to hold them like a guitar, or we'd always have it like on the body and hold the neck out, keep them square.
I keep telling Joe to make her take a turkey to fair, but I don't even know how like do they handle turkeys at fair? Are they like strictly in the pens?
I never really watched.
I don't know.
I think they just look at them in the pens.
I'm pretty sure they just look at them in the pens.
Yeah.
I'm that mom in 4-H where I'm just like, you can do this project. I keep giving her more and more projects, and then I end up having to really help her.
I told her to take it easy, and of course she hit the ground running. Like the first year we had, I think
14.
Yeah.
14 projects.
The 4-H advisor's like, let me check and make sure this is right. Ashley's like, yeah, that's right.
She's like, are you crazy? I'm like, I didn't think that I was, but I'm starting to reconsider.
And I told her to dwindle it down. I think she went down to 12.
I went to it was 11 last year. I'm back up again now. I think we're at 12. But we dropped some and I gave her some new stuff. She needs to be a well-rounded adult, young adult. So she's going to be doing pottery and beekeeping and baking and sewing and drawing and all the animals, pets.
Chaos.
Yeah, so I have to start making her a schedule.
Sweeney said our school year runs from February to November.
Oh, so you guys are transposed. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
That makes sense though because your seasons are different than us. So that would make sense. Like you go to school almost in fall and then you get out like in summer.
Just thinking when you do like study abroad, how that works. That'd be cool.
Well, that's why they can't study abroad here. They go elsewhere and like they're doing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Darren said, "Yep, we are working on plans for a small outbuilding so people can come stay and pet the cows, play with the rabbits, etc. Spend some time away from the city, etc., and relax with the animals."
That'll be nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be big.
That's a nice way to like make a little extra. Make a little extra.
Meet some neat people too, honestly.
Yeah, some people are really, really interesting to be around, and some people I'm like, I don't want to be around you.
You can show them your dog. I saw that video the other day. I cooked that off him. The dog that eats.
Oh, his basset hound. I thought you were talking about our dog. I'm like, our dog is not interesting. No. Our dog just pukes all over the house.
Said with Sweeney's, our uni students move in February. They're all gone by first week of December. Primary and secondary schools have 4 by 10 week terms split by 2 weeks, holidays through the year, and a 5-week break at Christmas.
Okay.
Well, that's a pretty neat schedule.
That's kind of neat.
Actually, it's pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Especially with the 5 weeks around Christmas break.
Yeah, because then you get the holidays off. That's nice.
There's maybe a Viking-style A-frame sod house for spending a week or weekend
kind
with
of
us.
cool.
That is
you should make
cool.
a sweat lodge too. Mark was saying we need a sweat lodge. I'm like, if it'll help me thin down quickly, I'm okay with that. What?
Also, Donnybrook is a bench-clearing brawl in hockey.
Okay.
Also, always knows those cool like words.
Donnybrook. I never knew that's what that was called. Our university, like that's one of their bigger sports that they do is hockey.
Brawls.
Yeah. That's the only reason I go is to watch them check each other up against the glass and stuff.
Yeah. Joe loved it.
Joe loved it.
Oh, we were
shocked. Loved it.
Chris's clever Chris said that dog was trapped. Trapped in the wagon, never to eat poop again.
What a sad life he has now, Darren. Depriving him.
It's like in the old days when they had the wagons with the cages and just like kept the prisoners in there. That is funny. So that like Ashley mentioned last stream, we have some friends that have like a little camping area off of their farm. And they have and they actually
like every weekend they're booked.
Yeah.
They're booked.
And they've met some neat people. So,
I liked people more.
Their place is beautiful though.
I'm a control freak though. I'd be afraid someone would like mishandle my goats or something, and I'd not be.
Insurance. I always think a lot of liability and freak out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get sued, I'm sure. Don't get run over somebody or something.
Well, that's what I'd worry. I'd have to have like a no alcohol because like people would hop on the miniature donkey and hurt themselves or hurt my donkey, in which case I'm going to hurt them. So.
Yeah.
I would. I would be that with a pitchfork and beat them.
Like that scary grandma.
Yeah. Oh.
We were watching like
Brandon Ferris. Yeah. So I introduced Joe to Brandon Ferris, and we were watching Brandon Ferris play games like on his phone. And one of them was like
funny.
Kill Granny. And like it scared the crap out of him, but it was funny. By the end of the night, we're all like, "No, you suck at this game.
Yeah.
She's right there."
Yeah, we were all jumping. Like I'm pretty jumpy.
You are pretty jumpy.
Like, stuff pops out, I jump. So
yes, Emma, that is the only reason for hockey. Fight. Joe did like it though. Like the crowd energy, I think, is what she liked. Because like the university that they're known for hockey. And it wasn't too long ago they went to like the Frozen Four, but like the crowd really gets into it. Now, not so much as last year because of COVID and everything, but like I think she fed off of that energy and she really liked it. She liked the football game too that I took her to.
Emma said, Marky Mark, what's with the conflicting apparel? Pat's hat and a Bengals t-shirt. So,
are you wearing a Bengals t-shirt?
It's a Bearcats. So it's like Cincinnati University.
I don't support the Bengals. I don't like them.
The hat is Patriots, but our town, like high school town team is the Patriots.
So he can get away with that without too many people hating.
Even though I like the New England Patriots.
Right now we like Tampa Bay Buccaneers because we like Brady. Don't hate us. That's just how it is.
Yeah. It's always nice rooting for somebody that's always in the playoffs. So.
Stop it! Stop it! You're just feeding into what they're going to say.
Yeah.
The cheater.
Emma said it's actually a sport that's better to watch live. TV really doesn't do it.
It doesn't do it any justice. No.
It's hard to keep track of the puck sometimes on there. Like flying around. So
I like the feel of the crowd. I like that energy that goes around.
Let's see. Haas said, I took Hannah to our first Maple Leafs game, my first hockey. We went decked out in hair color and face paint. I learned they don't do that in hockey. I feel like there's some places. I mean, Miami's crazy with their chants.
Crazy about
and
it.
a lot of them are like not
kind
adult.
Not nice. They're not child friendly.
Yeah. So that's always
like, what does that mean? I'm like,
they spell out a lot of words.
Don't listen.
So it's always interesting. It's actually entertaining though, as far as like the atmosphere and all the kids being around. It's pretty high energy there. So Emma said,
go Chiefs. Hey, we're down with whatever team anybody wants to root for. That's cool. I just don't watch for the Bengals.
Any games until Super Bowl and just listen to it on the radio. We got so busy and tired of everything, so we just sort of quit watching football. So I haven't really watched much lately. You all right?
Watching.
We have like a bunny that's going through our goat pen, and like the goats keep playing with it, which is sort of funny.
But
or
then
just
like
noticing.
Flu and Lovebug were both looking at it, and all of a sudden Flu just like was walloping him. Like, well, I guess he's got to establish who's head buck.
Yep.
And because it ain't gonna be Lovebug for a while.
Sweeney's Creek said this year is the year of the Finns. Miami's going to rise up from 30 years of ashes and take them all for them. Well,
you can always hope.
Yeah.
You can always hope.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, Joe. How are you?
Say hello.
You're okay.
Audra said, as long as there's no Ohio State, I'm cool.
Yeah, we don't mind Ohio State, but like for me, like at Miami, we don't talk about Ohio State. They whoop us because they whoop our butts and they whoop us hard. Let's see what else we got going on. Well, why don't you like Ohio State though? Audra, share it with me. Oh, see, this is my the comments. So Patty said, you used to take my son to Portland Winter Hawks games, but haven't been to one in years. Well, and I would say like go now, but I know things here are somewhat returning to normal. We're not there yet, but we're getting there pretty quick. So maybe this next year, maybe you'll need to go back and. I know, and they never do that. So Joe was out with my mother-in-law and father-in-law and went to our nephew's baseball game. So they just dropped her off. But the dogs, even though they know, like my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they still have to, treat them like intruders. So I don't know, you guys maybe you saw them through Mark, like over here. But yeah, that's why the trigger was happening. Even though they love them dearly. They love it. So what does everybody have going on this weekend? We kind of have like a somewhat open weekend, but not really. We usually have things like in the afternoons that are keeping us kind of busy. So for Saturday, we're going to be doing horseback riding with our church, which will be super fun. It goes like an hour-long supervised trail ride. And then Sunday, we have a birthday with our nephew and our niece. So that's super fun. We really enjoy that, and the kids love it, and the weather's supposed to be nice. So what we got going on this weekend, guys? I'm going to pull this over here so you guys don't see my dirty house. He didn't even lift his head, Darren. Not even a little bit. That makes me so sad because my dogs get triggered super easy. Like I have to keep Old Reddings live low because whenever the Great Danes get to barking, like mine want to go nuts though. It's just because they're Ohio State. That's okay. That's a good enough reason for me. So Haas has got more packing and cleaning for you. I'm so sorry. How's your house coming along? How is that process going? I know it seemed like on Facebook, it seemed like you guys had run into another issue, but I thought it was like termites or something. Maybe. I'm not sure. Did you get it taken care of?
Yep. Come back to.
I know. I'm like, Mark does a good job taking care of comments because I'm like, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, I say that, and I just start clicking random ones as I get back.
Oh God.
Which one did you?
I just did this one. I asked him a question, so do this one.
Which one? Sweeney's? Sweeney's Creek. Weekend. Packing. More packing. Moving. Making room in the shipping container. Sleep. More packing. More moving.
There seems like
there's
a very little amount of sleep in there.
Though, so.
Yeah. It seems like you're not balanced in your sleep though.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have a little more sleep than that, or you're gonna be exhausted.
Evelyn said, praying to hear good news at some point this weekend on the house.
Oh, praying with you, Evelyn. How exciting.
That's a crazy market right now.
Aren't you moving down to New Mexico? Did I remember that correctly from Emma's live yesterday?
I think Haas has still been looking.
Yeah, I asked because I felt like he said something on Facebook about it not hitting like a roadblock. So I was asking, I thought it was termites, but I'm not sure.
Hopefully you hear good news on that, Evelyn, because it's always nice to get that wrapped up.
Yeah.
Knowing where you're going. Patty said, a guy's coming over to cut down the hayfield that's in front of my yard with his weed eater. I'll probably be boxing up books for the move.
Everybody's got all kinds of moving stuff going on this weekend. That's crazy. I'm excited for you. It feels good when you're productive, though, like that. I will say that.
Darren said, we have 4 days off. Yippee. More planning, expanding the pig pen, prep the meat chicken area, etc. We'll be in the pool a bunch probably, though. Sounds nice. Margie said, hired someone to clean my outdoor goldfish pond.
That is a good job to hire out because that is never fun. My mom used to have like a whole big pond, like the plastic ponds, and we actually have them here that we're going to put out for the ducks. My mom dug them up and gave them to me. I remember as a kid, like having to go in and like catch all the frogs and the fish and snakes and get them all out and all of her like water lilies. It was such a disgusting, nasty job. I would hire that job out for sure, Margie.
Evelyn said you were correct.
Yay, I remember.
Sweeney said, oh, and we're going live Friday night.
Ooh, 5:30 a.m.?
Actually, Friday morning for us, 5:30
Eastern Standard. Oh, okay.
That's about when
Sweet. That's about when I wake up, so I will be able to put you on it. I'm hoping to have more baby goats.
You'll be running around bottle feeding, but you can listen in.
I've actually gotten down to only bottle feeding in the afternoon. It's been really nice. I'm getting ready to wean him hardcore, though. I'm done. He's getting too big to be sucking a bottle down like that.
Haas said, slow but sure, should begin to see light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, termite, but there might be a workaround. Waiting on appraisal.
That's really good, though. At least there's hope there. It's worse. Yeah. It's such a gut-wrenching feeling when they're like, well, I don't know. No, give me like something positive to go off of. So.
Oh, look, even someone's been talking about moving. So talking more about moving, I think it's something Matt and I would like to do. And our youngest finally bought into the idea.
Well, I know this state called the Hoosier State, and they would be much better by having an Emma.
Far away.
They would. We would benefit having another Emma and Matt in the state. I'm just saying.
Darren said, "Oh wow, Emma looking for a bigger property. That's always the case. We'll move, might as well make it bigger and better."
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean,
that's what Ashley always says.
Yeah.
If we're gonna move, it has to have more.
It has to be more.
I told her it has to have some building so that
infrastructure needs to be built out. We built everything from the ground up, and I don't think we could do it again.
It was pretty exhausting.
I feel like we're still trying to catch up for years worth of exhaustion and
The nice thing about doing that though is you can put it where you want.
Yeah.
So we've always had a choice in how we want things laid out, but it does require a lot of work and planning. So
yeah, it does. It's fun. I like starting with clean slates.
Evelyn said it would be great to start it if we get it. 4 acres and a double wide that backs up to my cousin's farm.
And awesome. Family too, Evelyn. That's wonderful.
4 acres. That's a great
4 acres
space.
Is like just right too to like have enough land to do what you want, but not be like
overwhelmed.
Because like we're kind of like there where it's like we've got 13, but we don't use a lot of it.
I'd say 5 acres of it we use, like including our pasture and stuff, and then the other part I'm still clearing out woods and
we want to do rotational grazing. We'd love to have an orchard. We'd love to have a pond. All those things take time and effort and money.
$1 million.
$1 million would be so nice right now.
Chris's Clevercraft said we moved into less to home.
Yeah. And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I respect people that do that are just like, I want to simplify and I want to minimize.
Yeah.
I admire that because I don't think I could do it.
Pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Even though we know it.
I have goats. I have goats. I probably could go without them at some point in my life. I'm just not there right now.
And he said it would be about 4 a.m. for me.
Well, Patty, I mean, come on. You mean you're not going to be up and at it for you?
Audra said lots of land in Georgia. Just saying. There we go, Emma.
There you go.
Yes, that would be a nice.
That would be nice. Warm weather year round. Sounds really nice.
Said, I'm thinking about the southern Boilermaker state. Just need to be sure I'm far enough away from family. They wouldn't want to visit. Just far enough away where they're not regular visitors. Makes
Or
sense.
they come every once in a while, but they can't just like show up on a weekend unannounced.
Indiana will welcome you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana's
We'd come visit you because you guys are gonna have a reindeer farm, right?
Oh,
that's what you want to do. You want to have like a reindeer farm. I would be so down for that.
Oh, Emma talks about what she's looking for. We'd like mountains, and we're kind of wanting to build something together. Matt and I really like working together on projects.
Oh, that would be so sweet, though, Emma.
Tennessee's not too far. It's got mountains.
Or even like southern Kentucky.
Indiana North does Carolina. Not have mountains. Indiana's flat as all.
Does North Carolina have mountains? It runs up through there, doesn't it?
It runs up through there. All those states.
Yeah, like through Cherokee and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, mountains are nice.
Kentucky has a lot too.
Yeah, mountains are nice. We love going down to Tennessee for that reason.
We've gone through several now.
Yeah, we like to spelunk. It's super fun.
Yeah, there's one down there. It's the Hidden Lake.
That's the Lost Sea.
The Lost Sea, that's what it was. And that one's cool because you have like boat rides. And
yeah, they take you on a boat ride, and there's fish out there, so you feed the fish.
Yeah. The story behind
the
it is
fish
cool
are huge,
too.
though.
Like, we won't spoil it, but there was a kid that found it. And
and what was that? Tuscaloosa Cave down in Tennessee, like near Cates Cove, was really, really cool. We really liked that one.
That was the one where they could they have a seismograph for Earth movement, and they got readings off of the nuclear tests that North Korea was doing down there.
They were saying they weren't doing it, but they were picking up the seismic.
Got results from
where they're like, cool. We're picking up some seismic action because of the readings were coming up.
They traced it back to it, which was pretty cool. They have like a little thing on the wall where those readings are.
And they found like lots of fossils down there. Yeah. I know I bought a piece of like black mammoth tusk there. It was really cool.
Let's see, Darren said, I don't think I could move again, but maybe if there was a stream with an old mill house, you need even more land. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I think a lot of us become very attached to our properties when you put so much work into it. You're like, I don't want to do it again.
Old Reading Farm said, would you dig your own pond, line it with something, or just dig in and hope it fills? So I know me and my brother have talked about just jumping in and digging one, especially if one of us bought a piece of equipment, we could. And we were looking at it and stuff. And for like around here, there is a lot of clay. So if you had a good amount of clay, you can line it with that, and it'll hold water. Our water table's high too, so
super high.
Yeah, we could probably
super high. It could probably be
our
a
basement. They had to redig it twice because of the slush in the bottom from the water. Yeah. So there's like a natural spring water table underneath us.
And in rainy season, it's even crazier.
So the chance of us actually having to line it with like a liner is probably low. But I've heard of people doing that too. Yeah. So.
Well, that and the thought of having like free accessible water, like in case world goes to hell type scenario, it's kind of nice too.
Yep, definitely. Chris's Clever Crest. I don't know about simplified.
It doesn't feel that way, does it?
Can be just as complex, even smaller. That's true.
This is true.
Yeah.
Hopefully easier to manage, maybe.
Patty said, I might be up at 4 a.m. Not sure I'd be coherent.
Yeah. That's about me. Like when
you don't have to call in. You're just listening.
Peer pressure.
Evelyn said it's too expensive to buy here. I live in the Texas oil field.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
There's certain areas like the cost of housing's gone way up. I heard Montana's that way too. Like Billings.
Yeah.
There was a group I follow, and they were looking for a business.
It's like that everywhere.
Starting in Billings, and it was nuts. They said.
Oh, for us too.
Lots of land for y'all too.
Well, we'd always like to go more southern. That's what we've always said. We want to go more southern.
Be closer to it.
We'd like to be able to be closer to the beach.
Haas said, yep, reindeer and
that would be so cool.
There you go.
That is so neat.
We know where to get our
Please
Christmas
move
trees
to Indiana so we could come visit you for that reason.
You will have to come visit. I'll be living at the base of a beautiful mountain range.
Oh,
that sounds gorgeous.
Evelyn, that just sounds so
You'll have to share some
neat.
pictures. Feel free to send them to Ashley when we get out there. We love looking at.
That's so cool.
Like on Mountain Men, we watch the series. One of the guys up in Montana, he always has mountain views, and his brother lives at the base of some really steep mountains. And
he's always losing his hunting dog.
Yeah, we always like looking at the mountain views. But we like going to
Where's
Tennessee
Ellie?
so much too.
Yeah.
The mountains.
Yeah, we really enjoy that. I really enjoy finding
Our
like the mountain
family's actually
springs. We're from
the
Tennessee.
base of the mountains, down there, the Appalachians. So
have lots of relatives down there.
We went and visited our uncle's big ranch, and it was cool because it was like there was basically the backyard was a mountain.
And he had horses, so we'd always like just saddle up and go trail riding. It was so much fun.
You have to watch out for bears there, though.
Bears, yeah. We did come across bear tracks where he was like, "No, we got to get out of this area because like he found really fresh scat and really fresh track." And I was like, "Okay, just listen to you, Uncle."
I just said the Lost Sea is near Knoxville, isn't it? Yep. Mm-hmm. You got it. Yeah, we visited on the way down to Gatlinburg.
We've been there twice.
Yep.
So we went the last time we went over to Mammoth Cave and then over to the Lost Sea because it was kind of like on the way to Gatlinburg, and it brought us in. Going from like the Lost Sea into Gatlinburg takes you the back way, and it is so beautiful that way. Like I don't know what it is, if it's just the countryside or like the way that it brings you in. Even the Pigeon Forge, you're just like, man, this is gorgeous because you're seeing like the backside of the mountains, which is like the more northern facing part of it, and it's just like those little homesteads that butt up like right against it. It's all grassy and it's gorgeous. I love driving through there.
I must say, I don't think we'd ever move back to Tennessee, but we'd like to visit, but don't want to live there again.
Yeah.
Audra said, you all need to come to Chattanooga and see Ruby Falls, and you'd like Rock City. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. The next time we're down there, Audra, I'm going to have to get with you and see like if you want to meet up. I haven't seen you in forever. I'd like to meet up.
Emma said, we've been talking about moving westward closer to my family, which is California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful land out there, though. Like really beautiful land.
And uncle that lived down in California and visited them. Was
she
it
worked
near
at
San Francisco?
I can't.
I think it was.
Yeah, because we visited San Francisco and then we visited Sacramento. They were somewhere like between the two. She worked at UC Davis, I think, like for a little while, and he was a business consultant. Yeah.
Audra said Ruby Falls is a waterfall inside the cave, by the way, and also I'd love to find minutes from it. That
sounds amazing. Okay, road trip. Next time we're going to Tennessee.
Aaron said we'd love to put in a pond, but would have to add a pond liner since we are on sand.
Yeah, I could
hold the water.
That kind of sucks. You got a bounce house? Well, I guess I won't hold it against you. You have a good night.
Thanks for teaching us Donnybrook.
Yeah.
Evelyn, I will definitely share pictures as a beautiful range over 9,200 feet in elevation.
Bet you get a lot of breath on that. My goodness.
Has a pond. Our pond is 15 by 20. We laid old carpet, then a pool liner, and then bought a huge pond liner. Stays pretty clear, but a bunch of leaves in the bottom now that has to go. Yeah, those do pile up.
Yeah, that kind of stinks. Is there, I don't know, I've always had like that vision of like the beautiful ponds like with the cattail around it. And my bad thing is I want to plant flowers everywhere. And then I don't have the time or the manpower to like pull weeds. Mark's finally convinced me to like pull out one of my flower beds, and I'm like really begrudging over it, but he's right. Like it's the most neglected flower bed that I have. So I'm kind of like, okay, it can go away.
Patty said that picture of house bouncing out. Let's see, Margie made it smoother, Thor.
Yeah, I bet it does make it smoother.
Yeah, we tried a pond in our landscaping, like a small one. It was like
we put it in a bad spot, though.
Yeah, but we got 2 of them from your mom.
Yeah.
And we're going to use one actually for the ducks. We're planning.
I think the duckies.
So we're going to drain our gutters, or drain into a pipe, along with our sump pump. And since our water table's high, it runs pretty often.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good.
We're going to dig it up and like move it over, because like where we're going to be digging it up to, eventually that will be raised garden beds.
And that'll be our new hot tub. So we'll be in hot tub with the duckies.
That sounds disgusting.
They
add things to the water. They're not good.
Little duckies will stir it up.
Oh yeah, because we want to be in a stirred up pond of duck crap. That sounds great.
Hey.
As long as you stir it in, it's okay.
To have lilies and cattails around the pond.
See, like that's perfect. That's perfect. That's what
the
I
pond
would
we're
want.
putting in has like a little step on it to help the ducks get out, of course. But Ashley always like setting potted plants on the sides.
Well, and also for like the ducklings, they have to be able to have like a way to get out. Because if they get in, they can't get out, then they drown. So trying to, and I don't need anything trying to go and kill itself.
You can eat cattails?
Can you really?
Patty, oh nice. Do you ever harvest cattails to eat? Hold on, Patty. You can eat
Wait a
cattails?
second.
How do you cook them?
Deep fry 'em?
I am like super
Do you
interested
deep
in
fry
this
'em?
now.
Oh, talking about food. Okay, because
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
That was intense. It's not ready.
So wait, Emma's live yesterday. We were talking about the cicadas, the 17-year cicadas that it's about to be cicada again here. Like literally, it's about to get crazy. I'm sorry, something popped up.
ADD a little bit.
Yeah, but I really want to find interesting ways to cook and consume cicadas. Come on, they're protein. I feel like it would be really good. So like I was talking to Emma on her live. I'm like, it needs to be the cicada cuisine challenge collaboration.
From Walmart. They're probably just as risky.
The cheap hot dogs from Mulberry.
Yeah,
but at least these are like natural and organic.
Okay. Yep.
Would anybody like be interested in that? Like,
I'll let you go first. That's like when she tried to cook the purple corn or whatever we had, and I was like, I don't think that's supposed to really be eaten. And she's like, I will try it. And like her and Joe started eating it, and they made this awful face. I'm like, I'm good.
I know. I'm like, do you want to try it? It's really good.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I watched you take your bite. I know.
Yeah. When you lost the color in your eyes as you took a bite, I'm gonna pass.
It was not sweet at all. It was pretty bad. But I would love to do like a collaboration, see like who can come up like with the most interesting cicada cuisine. They'll be in abundance though.
Yeah, we'll see.
You don't like that idea?
No.
Why not?
Hold on, let me read Andres real quick. Mom and I used to do crazy weed pulling frenzy every spring and then pile up the mulch as deep as possible and the weeds didn't go bad. It wouldn't be too bad for the rest of the year.
There you go.
Yep, we like to use mulch.
I'm not good about mulch though. Like I can count on one hand how many times I have mulched my flower beds, and we've been here for like 10 years.
When you said I didn't know you could about the cattails, I didn't either.
I didn't either.
So I'm
the
like
root
interested.
Is kind of potato-like, ain't it? Really? Also like a tuber.
There we go.
Katniss.
You could do cicadas and cattails.
Like Katniss, because isn't Katniss like a pond tuber, like a pond potato type thing?
Katniss,
that is the Hunger Games name, but she was named after
my
the
pond
plant.
is close to the house. I sit on the deck and can look down and chomp on cattails now. Just pull them out of the water.
Like double baked cattail tubers.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds pretty good.
Patty said the tender base of the cattails can be eaten raw. Huh.
What?
They can be sauteed too. Also, the pollen is edible. I think it is. Gotta look that part up. But I've had the raw base. Tastes like cucumber a bit. That is awesome. That's like
even
blowing
more
my
of a
mind
reason to dig a pond and have cattail.
Patty, look at that.
That is awesome. You guys are fantastic.
There,
us all the things.
one of the Viking hot tubs we got in Iceland looked nice, but we stirred up a ton of algae when we got it. It was a little icky, but the experience was unreal.
As long as you didn't break out like a rash. Like you know it right. It was Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah.
The dad got like a hot tub and didn't clean it, and it had like this film over it. He's like, it's fine.
Skin rash.
And he got into it here, but like he went to the doctor and he got a severe skin rash, like just in a perfect line. You could tell where he
all the way down where he says. Emma said, "Oh, cicadas! I found out that they eat them in Mexico, slow roasted. Cicadas
tacos with guacamole.
I wonder if they'd be good, like slow roasted with the cinnamon, like they do with the almonds.
That's not a bad idea. Like make it like a sweet, savory
sugar
protein.
And
the crunch would work.
It's hard to mess something up if you coat it in sugar and cinnamon, or if you fry it.
Barbecue. Oh, you're going with fried barbecue. If you slather most proteins in barbecue, it makes it edible.
Might somehow get a live one and pop out.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't pop out. I mean, you bite into it and die.
It pop out as I was going to bite into it. Chris, I don't know. I was just thinking Milo, my son, and I need to make dandelion jelly together.
Yeah. I've never done that, and we have so many dandelions. We don't treat for them because of our bees.
Hold on. Another mind-blowing fact here by Patty. The pollen of cattails can be used to make pancakes.
Why don't we have cattails?
Cattails sound wonderful at this point.
I feel like I need to grow and harvest
cattails. The one too. They show like people like if you swim underwater, you can use them as a breathing straw.
Okay, Patty? Because you're the cattail expert now. Are they hollow all the way through so you can like?
Yeah. That'd be cool if you could put that under a name like cattail expert. That's so cool though. I did not know that much about cattails. Really I just thought they were like annoying pond weeds almost.
Yeah, because they kind of go crazy around ponds.
Like they're nice when you have them, but I remember my friends having to constantly like deal with them because they inhabit everywhere. Yeah.
They spread.
chocolate covered cicadas. If it can make raisins taste good, it should work on cicadas.
I have to agree with you there. I hate raisins.
Darren, we've had a crazy amount of pollen this year. Allergies were bad for a little bit, but it wasn't
they're building again though, because I've had trouble the last couple of days.
I'm gonna check on Facebook. Patty said there is no info on the roots being edible, just the base of the stems. Learned that in Girl Scouts. That's why I became a plant nerd. That is cool.
I'm glad you're the plant nerd though, because now I want cattails. Yeah. You want to try roasting cicadas in adobo sauce and making tacos. I would eat them with you, Emma.
I don't know. I've seen Emma cook, and she could probably make cicadas look like
a dog turd look appetizing.
Yeah. She'd probably like
look like a gift for sure.
Master Chef with cicadas.
She's got a gift for sure. Yeah, a new challenge, like the Cicada Cuisine Challenge, the CCC.
Margie.
Oh, you could put collaboration at the end, the CCCC.
There you go. Yeah.
He's so impressed right now.
So creative.
You love me.
Yep, Margie. I will check out Tinkers. I will let my friend Kyle try them. He eats everything. Always good to have one of those guys.
Those friends, you know.
I'm sort of that way. If you don't tell me what it is, if you tell me what it is, I might suppose.
Has there been anything that you've eaten that you wish you knew what it was before you eat it?
Not really. I pretty much know.
You tried eel with me, the eel sushi.
Did you like try that? But I won't
eel sushi.
Just dive into something. I always taste that.
I like octopus a lot.
Because I can be picky, but
octopus and eel.
India, I tried a bunch of different things. They had all kinds of stuff.
Why don't you take me to Indian restaurants here and culture me?
Because I know you wouldn't like them because they're super spicy.
Maybe I would like them though, because now I like hotter things. He's like not a believer, no faith.
It's one of those things where she's like, "Why don't you take me to it and stuff?" And they'll be like, "What are we doing for dinner?" I don't know. You want to try this? And she's like, "No." Every time. I still want to do Panda Express, and every time
I'm okay with that. I asked you about it the other day.
When was that coming? It's coming in somewhere close to us too. There was someone.
Was it in Hamilton?
Yeah,
it was. Chipotle. Yeah. I think it was a Panda Express coming in.
Yep. Mark. Oh wait, that was the one.
Yeah, you already read that.
I know. I like how Kyle eats everything. I had to click it again. Here's more on the cattails. Have a fiber inside that after pollination, when they ripen, dries and used to disperse seeds. That is cool. They're not the ones. No, I'm thinking milkweed that has the feathery seeds.
Yeah, and milkweed is good, but very noxious for goats.
Mm-hmm.
But very specific for the monarch butterfly.
Darren said, "Emma, can we enter the challenge with grasshoppers? Do you not get cicadas up there?
You guys don't get cicadas up there?
I just assume they're everywhere.
If you want to do with grasshoppers,
this year they're going to be ridiculous. Like
I've got it's like the 17 years.
In Ohio, they're already all over.
They're already all over, which is ridiculous because Ohio is like literally 3 miles to the east.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen them in Oxford, but I haven't been running around.
She moved the block down, and a bunch of the grubs.
Oh, like the little grubs, they were like up at the top, and I moved the rock, and they're like, went
one
down.
Of those.
It was crazy.
Audra said, "I've had fried mealworms. They taste like tiny little French fries."
I don't know why worms is just like.
I'm not big on the bugs. Like I'll eat all kinds of animal parts, but because I've had Rocky Mountain oysters, I've had sheep brains, cow tongue, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But bugs is like I don't know.
I have had them in candy.
Probably because I'm allergic to everyone. So.
What's a good question, Emma? That's a great question, Ashley. Can we enter challenge? Yes, I think if it's for Darren's grasshopper comment, yes, I'm okay if you substitute
grasshoppers.
Yeah.
I think the trick is going to be catching the cicadas.
Oh, I don't know from
what I hear. I remember last time it happened, they were everywhere. Like they would land on you.
No, like the pictures are showing us from like Ohio, like just a stone's throw away. It's ridiculous. Like the whole tree is just covered.
And you couldn't sit outside with them, just landing on you constantly. I remember kids coming in class and them having them on their backpack.
Yeah, and like a lot of people are freaking out here because they're worried about their dogs eating it, which is like it's only toxic if they eat like a copious amount.
Audra ate monkey and bullies.
Was it good?
No, Jungle Gyms
for some reason, I feel like monkey would be stringy. I could be wrong. Probably shouldn't make assumptions about monkey.
Why? Because they're always hanging.
Well, they're always like swinging around, so I feel like they'd have like really lean, like long, tough muscles. Yeah, like they'd be stringy.
I bet Jungle Gyms has monkeys. They have everything.
They do, but sometimes they're really expensive.
Hattie said there are excellent videos on YouTube on how to harvest and use cattails.
I would have to watch them.
We don't have a pond with cattails, but our neighbor has a big pond. I think he has cattails. It almost makes you want to go ask him to.
Yeah, can we harvest your cattails?
Yeah. we heard you can eat them. It probably go crazy. So I never knew that. Like all the time.
I didn't either. I didn't know they were edible.
Thank you for that, Patty, because that was awesome.
Good night, Chris's Clever Craft.
Yep. Emma said Panda Express is all right, just Americanized.
Yeah.
Which fits us.
Like
we're not big Chinese food.
Well, I ate Chinese a lot growing up with my parents, and like I don't know, I think I had a batch or two that was just not good. And ever since I'm like, ooh, I don't want to, you know.
We don't ever really go to Chinese unless somebody's invited us. We've only been a couple times Chinese food, right?
I don't think we've ever gone as a couple to Chinese food.
Well, we went to that one.
Fan Shin's supposed to be really good in Oxford, though.
That one, like Benihana girl thing.
That was good. Yeah. It wasn't Benihana.
It was pretty Americanized too. Though.
It was Americanized, and it was showy.
I went
That's
to
why we liked
a Chinese restaurant in Indy for work, and just got like table rolls. And that was it.
Yeah. I went to a Thai place once with Angela at Liberty Mutual. That was good. Crab ragoons are like the stuff.
There's an Indian food place in Oxford we could go try.
Yeah, and one of the Indian students that was in our department was saying like, yeah, it's actually really, because he's from India. He's like, yeah, it's really good because it's pretty authentic. You don't have them in California, Annette? You guys are lucky. It gets kind of crazy like when they come out.
Mm-hmm. Patty said it's like a plague of cicadas, I heard. Yes, it is.
It is like a plague of cicadas, and they will damage the soft sapling trees.
And like the decibels of their little call thing is
they scream.
So loud. It's annoying.
Like that's just what they do for a living is scream.
Yeah.
It'll be deafening. I'm sure you guys will
get. But then we have cicada killer hornets, which really won't bother people.
No, like but they are scary because they're like they're huge,
about 4 inches long. They're huge.
And they're like
stingers.
Orange, yellow, and black. Yeah. So like all
Brave
the colors
Wilderness,
say
he
danger.
got stung by one. It was like extremely painful. He said, but
they don't really bother us. But like they're scary looking.
Like from my hair, you almost have to force them to sting you.
Yeah.
They're like carpenter bees, but they like eat them up too. So
yeah. I got a freezer full of Highland cow steaks, and we are discussing recipes. And I know down here he says bugs, not bug recipes. Hey, you never know. Like, here's the thing, and this will always be my argument for trying things like this. If it comes down to like the chicken shortage or like
Highland cow with
crap hits the fan, and like you've got an what?
Highland cattle with a nice cicada glaze. There you go. Grind them
like
up
a chutney,
in a blender.
Like a chutney of cicadas, cicada chutney.
Yeah.
That could work.
Chutney, that was a big one in India.
Was it?
Chutney and everything. So like,
I don't know what chutney is. What's really good?
So I need to get a butterfly.
Yeah, we do.
I just have a picture of Emma running
around.
What are you doing?
I'm hoping I won't have to feed my chickens for a while. I'm hoping my chickens will take care of it.
Capture that on video. Do a short.
Yes, do a how to harvest
or
cicadas.
Fast forward it. Make it look Audra said the monkey meat was like stewed in this brown gravy like sausage, and there were fried
plantains to go with it.
It was a little tough, but not bad.
I know, but like with the gravy on it, I bet that really helps too.
I'd try it.
You'd probably like it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't
a very good Chinese place near me that is more traditional than Americanized food. Are you freaking out because they flipped?
Yeah. Are we frozen? It like blacked out on our screen for a second, and I think we're frozen if we're buffering.
YouTube was having an issue. If I can get off these tweets.
Get off those tweets, babe.
Every whale alert is going nuts.
Can you guys see us? Yeah, it's going now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, guys. I didn't mean to get like
cicadas are already cutting in.
The cicadas are cutting into the internet. So we have a good Chinese place near me, but it's more traditional than Americanized food. There's one like that, like in the and I guess I can't say that it's authentic because like I don't eat Chinese often, but I know it's pretty popular. That's me with my flip flop. Sorry.
Oh, cicada. You're saying, Emma, if I remember correctly, we cut the flank and the skirts for taco meat. Oh, that sounds good.
Ooh, tacos.
I said thank God for the cicada killer hornets. Yeah. Like I said, they don't bother humans. It's just funny though
because like all the colors on them are like the danger colors. So like when they fly by, you're like, holy crap, what was that? Because they're huge.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gigantic.
Yeah, it's a little scary when
they're always hovering over the ground. Like they make ground nests basically they have holes in the ground, and that's where they stick the
Yeah.
cicadas and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're always like knee height, which freaks you out a little bit. But do you guys remember when there was this thing about eating earthworms as protein? Maybe
I've heard of it, but like I've never practiced it. I saw it on The Walking Dead.
You remember there was a book about that, how to eat fried worms?
Oh, that was like a kid's book, though, wasn't it?
I remember that one. That was like one of the
few
books I liked. Yeah.
Was it about eating fried worms?
Mm-hmm. I'd rather do a sheet of math problems than read books. So I'm not much of a reader. Yeah, now she's a reader.
Read books than do math.
Yeah.
I find math like totally boring.
Darren, oh, that sounds yummy. And Patty said it almost
froze. Almost froze.
It was weird. It like flickered.
It went black for a split second.
And then my phone's sitting here, of course, just sort of keep.
Yeah, that's why all of a sudden was like.
Emma said, "I can do a SpongeBob escalator frog thing about with my butter." Lala.
I was thinking of like the tiptoeing tulip music, like ooh.
SpongeBob will always be a winner.
Yeah, SpongeBob is pretty.
Emma said, "We're good." You spoke robot for a second.
You learned a new language.
Yeah, that's us just trying to speak English. That's how we sound. Patty wants a video of Emma with butterfly.
Yes, totally, Emma.
I think you got it, Emma.
This. Yep. You need to do that and make it a teaser for like your cicada cuisine challenge.
Definitely. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Those are just weird bugs. So like, of course they come out of the ground, and when I was over trimming a bunch of trees and stuff, you can see the holes where they burrowed up out of the ground.
Like all over.
So
like I have a new peach tree that like I should probably wrap it, and I have a very young dogwood
we have to wrap our trees.
That I will probably need to net, because if I remember correctly, they slice into like the very tender saplings, especially like the new branches, to lay their eggs, but it can potentially like kill the tree because it's a young tree and it can't take that much trauma. But one of the people around me was saying, he's like, you just got to watch to make sure if they're making hanky panky in that tree, then that tree is where they're going to lay their eggs. But then I'm like, I don't want to run around these trees every day and be like, are the cicadas copulating today on this tree? Like, I don't want to have to run around like, make sure there's no, happening on the tree. Yeah, and some people are like, just shake it if that happens. I'm like, I feel like that's really rude. If they're busy. But this is why
Emma said, how big are the holes? I saw some this morning. They're probably like the size of a dime.
Yeah. Like,
and the weird thing is they sort of mound up. Yeah. So they look like pods coming up.
You would almost think it's like crawdad holes if you've ever seen those like crawfish, but they're a little bit smaller.
Speaking of that, like, because there's a ton of those in the field. And then like when I was bush hogging our field, no lie, I hit 15 anthills that were huge.
And he's like,
giant.
Why do they keep spreading? I'm like, because you keep hitting them. You're spreading them around the field.
Yeah. And then you come back there and like the whole ground's moving. It's wicked looking. We have so many of those things.
Yeah, we have lots of bugs here.
Darren said, Emma, I think you're going to have to send me some recipes. Emma's got tons of recipes.
She does. Like, she's on it.
Somebody wants him.
He's gone precious.
I think it was one of your good videos.
It probably was. Can't have him.
I always crack up because every time like there's a doe out, she's like, retained.
It's because I only got 5 girls so far out of like 15.
Oh, look at this beautiful say, kids. Doe, retained. Don't want anybody to think that much.
Well, I feel bad though because like I have a waiting list, so when does are born, like I feel like people are automatically going to be like, hey, because I actually had one lady was like, well, like you have a doe, so you'll sell her, right? Yeah. Like, well, no, like I breed them, so I have the right to retain whatever I want. And she's like, but I'm on your waiting list. I'm like, and you will continue to wait until like a doe that I don't want and that meets your criteria is born. And then, like, she kind of got crappy with me, so I don't. There's been so much goat drama lately. It's been ridiculous.
I like it.
So I told her she needed to find a new waiting list because I'm like, I don't have to deal with you.
Emma said, Emma's infected with cicadas. She said that's what the holes were then. And I thought I heard a couple cicadas yesterday. It was loud. Yeah, they're
screamers,
they're really
man.
loud.
Screamers.
But I don't think I've heard them yet here. I haven't. I don't know. You?
No, I haven't heard any yet.
I'm sure they'll be soon, though. It's weird, though, because they said, like, different areas, they'll just pop out of the ground at different times.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on when they were.
Yeah.
Copulating. Come over and wanted all the attention.
Can you see her nose, June? Show them your nose.
Dog. So we have this thing with her where we'll yell get them and go to the door, and it's because there's buzzards in our yard sometimes. Well, mainly because of the moles, because our little dog brings them in. But she goes flying after the buzzard. She thinks they're like going to get our chickens. So she'll just chase while running up. I'm waiting for her to run flat into something.
She looks straight up in the air, and it's all buttholes and elbows.
Yeah,
she's like burning it so fast.
Not looking where she's going. So one day she's going to hit something. I try to watch out and make sure it ain't me. She did the same thing too when Ashley decided to light off a Roman candle suddenly, and we thought the dog was gone because it just took off through the farmer's field. It was hilarious though. She was looking back, barking like, "Aren't you guys going to run with me?"
Super traumatizing for her. But like, I tried to get her to go inside, and she insisted on being outside with us. And then after that, she went inside and stayed inside into a nice room where it was like dark and quiet.
Audra said, "If you take a shovel full of one ant and drop on another, it's supposed to kill each other." At least that's what her. Hey, I'll take a shot at it. It's like battle of the fittest. I might need to take like 5 shovelfuls as big as these things are.
They're like seriously.
A couple of them I hit with the tractor. And the tractor's
like,
and then the bush hog hits it and just like bogs down, and then you just see a big old dust cloud with ant bodies.
But she's lucky it doesn't throw it forward towards him.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awful.
Yep.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it.
Yeah, we've got
ball games the next 2 nights.
Cicada collaboration out there. So
I moved turkey poults in tonight. We have new ducklings. The bees are going crazy.
Pray for us to be quiet tonight because they were loud all day.
They're quiet now though. I put in a little blanket for them.
Start right when I get.
So I turned off the lights too to help keep them down. Yeah. Oh, and I have a goat that's also 2 weeks past her due date, so I must have written down the wrong due date. She's keeping me on my toes. It's upsetting me.
I'll just say we always have to put our dog up on July 4th because he attacked the fireworks. She tried to eat them. I'm gonna do that one video on YouTube. I think everybody's
where it grabs the Roman candle and like runs
into the crowd and it's just shooting off. It was hilarious. Anyhow, it was good talking to everybody, seeing everybody tonight.
Yes, please do, Emma, message me about the collaboration because I think that would be super cool. But yes, we are going to head out.
Hopefully we all survive the cicadas.
Cicada apocalypse happening. We're going to eat us some cicadas.
There you go.
You're going to try it too, right?
Sure, why not? Just make sure it tastes good.
I'll try. I'll try. All right, guys, but we may or may not be here next Wednesday. So watch our community tab for a notification because fall game schedules are getting kind of crazy because we've had enough rainouts. I don't know when makeups are going to be or when we're going to be just too bogged down. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and we will see you in the next one, guys.
Yep. Have a good night, everyone.